Ευχαριστούμε, κυρία Επίτροπε, για την εκπαιδευτική και πολιτική προσέγγιση του προγράμματος. Και εγώ να πω ότι το όνομα Erasmus οφείλεται στην Ευρωπαϊκή Επιτροπή και δι' σε εσάς, στην Επιτροπή Παιδείας και στο επίπεδο Συμβουλίου. Έγινε μεγάλος αγώνας να κρατήσουμε το όνομα Erasmus+, και είμαστε πολύ τυχεροί που τελικά το Ευρωκοινοβούλιο το υιοθέτησε. Θα παρακολουθήσω τον κύριο Τρουζίσκη, Γενικό Διευθυντή Εκπαίδευσης και Πολιτισμού της Ευρωπαϊκής Επιτροπής, όπως μας εξηγήσει λίγο περισσότερο θέματα που σχετίζονται με το πρόγραμμα.
A word of apology. The delivery will have to be in English, not in Greek. Dear Minister, dear Commissioner, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to complement basically what my Commissioner said moments ago, and to complement as well, if I can, the speech delivered, the presentation delivered by Minister Arvanitopoulos. The idea will be to tell you in a few more words about the structure of Erasmus+, and I think that this may help you to step into the thematic sessions that you will be having here during the rest of the day. As Commissioner Vasiliou mentioned, Erasmus+ does merge 7 programs into one. That gives us quite a streamlined architecture. And this is making already the new program simpler to understand, and what is more important, it should foster synergies between different educational sectors, education and training, and equally important, between formal and non-formal learning. Erasmus+ also has fewer but more strategic actions. 3 key actions for education, training and youth, a specific action for Jean Monnet to support European integration studies in higher education, and something just mentioned by Commissioner Vasiliou, a specific chapter, specific action for sport. Now, the 3 key actions are designed to ensure that Erasmus+ makes an impact at 3 levels that matter. Individuals as beneficiaries of the program, but also institutions and organizations, allowing and helping them to transform, to change, to adapt, to adjust. And one layer up, impact on education, training and youth policy delivery systems. Now, let me move to key action 1, the learning mobility of individuals. It will, of course, absorb the relatively biggest share of the total budget. At least 55% of total money will go to service it. In addition to offering more opportunities to study in another country, Erasmus+ will offer more opportunities for vocational education and training, and for higher education students to increase their employability through placements, through traineeships, through apprenticeships. The reason why the EU is investing so much in mobility is that it obviously helps people to better skills and to higher employability. By studying, training or volunteering in another country, people usually acquire language and intellectual skills, and those skills are more and more needed in today's and future's labour markets. People become more adaptable, people become more resilient, people develop better team skills. And in addition to gaining skills for employability, young people who have been abroad usually will tell you it makes them feel more empowered, it makes them more self-confident, more actively engaged as citizens. Now, this is not a miracle solution, of course, Erasmus+, but all available evidence, research, analysis suggests very strongly that, by and large, those effects are achievable and are usually achieved at the level of every individual who participated in such programs. Erasmus+ will also introduce some novelties. I mean, Commissioner already told us a few words about that, and Mrs. Papadaki as well, the new loan guarantee facility for master's level students. Obviously, this responds to a market gap, where it is very difficult for master's students wishing to study abroad to obtain loans. In some of our member states, as you very well know, there are such systems and the loans are portable across borders. But in many other member states, nothing is on offer, nothing is on sale. And we believe, this is our ambition, that this facility should help to scores of young people, up to 200,000 master students, to go abroad and study there, having not to pay too much for the loan they will be taking out. The conditions should be attractive, and it's not only the rate of the interest rate, it's also the favorable payback conditions that should make the instrument usable and useful. Also important, ladies and gentlemen, with regard to mobility, is a renewed emphasis on staff exchanges. Not only does mobility help their professional development, it can help them to improve the quality of teaching and learning in their institutions. And of course, this helps to achieve a multiplier effect, and this is what we would like to see multiple students and learners benefit from these kinds of Erasmus Plus support. Now, it is important to ensure that every euro spent is spent as effectively as possible. So Erasmus Plus has been designed with this in mind. We want to achieve a better quality of overall mobility. Now, this means that sending and hosting organizations have to have a proper institutional strategy so that they can maximize in a sustainable way, as part of their overall internationalization strategies, the benefits they can get from their students, from their staff, spending time abroad. This internationalization thing is important, increasingly important. To reflect the increasing importance of it in higher education, in the global competition for talent, we want to encourage non-European students to spend time learning within the European Union. And of course, we would like European students and staff to be mobile beyond EU borders. You know it, we have had this Erasmus Mundus program since 2004. It has been a resounding success, even if relatively small, nonetheless very successful. Now, building on this success, we would like to expand, we will actually expand the number of high-quality joint degrees and scholarships that will be supported worldwide at master's level. These have proven to be a very effective tool to foster excellence, to increase the attractiveness of European higher education. Master level. Now, we also have had joint doctorates under the Erasmus Mundus. Since this belongs clearly into the different area, another instrument, Marie Skłodowska-Curie actions, where we support doctoral training. We have a large action there, initial training networks, doctoral study, doctorates. This will all be housed from now on within these Marie Skłodowska-Curie actions, but again on a bigger scale than heretofore. So that was individual mobility, ladies and gentlemen. Now, key action 2. Also very important. It will be about transnational cooperation among institutions and organizations. What is the aim here? It is to offer them support to innovate, to exchange good practices, to bring about improvements in teaching and learning, to help tackle the skills gap that both Minister and Commissioner told you so much about. Important because it will use up to 1/4 of total money allocated for Erasmus+. There will be a stronger focus on collaboration between different sectors of education, between, I already said it, formal and non-formal learning, as well as a new emphasis on partnerships between the world of education and the world of work, integrating the use of ICT for teaching and learning, and importantly, fostering entrepreneurship and other transversal skills. Ladies and gentlemen, there will be smaller-scale strategic partnerships involving at least 3 organizations from 3 different program countries, and these will be managed by the national agencies. at the level of national agency. But we will also be supporting larger, broader partnerships, and these will be managed centrally, serviced by the executive agency in Brussels. Commissioner Vasiliou told you already about knowledge alliances and sector skills alliances. I just would like to add that as far as knowledge alliances for the universities and large businesses are concerned, these will involve at least 6 partner organizations, and they should foster cooperation with enterprise, innovation, obviously new, adapted, modernized curricula, and entrepreneurship. Sector skills alliances, similar to address skills gaps in specific sectors, involving, it's a tall order of course, but it is necessary, involving at least 9 partners in the projects. Now let me move quickly to key action 3, support for policy reform. We had it under the lifelong learning program. There is every reason to continue and expand, even if it will be a relatively small portion of the total budget, 3.5% of total spending. Nonetheless, this will provide funding support both at national and European level to conduct the dialogue we need to identify the right policies and to fund work on developing the so-called evidence base for these exchanges. So this key action will support studies, data collection, networks, the open method of coordination, and dialogue with the stakeholders. This key action will allow public authorities to carry out trial runs to assess innovative policies, to evaluate such innovative policies rigorously before they will be used in a full-scale implementation. This is something we call policy experimentation. There is quite much appetite for that coming from several member states. We would like to support it in a visible, large way. In addition, ladies and gentlemen, forward-looking cooperation projects will enable partnerships between major public and private stakeholders with state-of-the-art knowledge. They will be able to explore innovative approaches for reforming and modernizing systems and policies in the fields of education, training, or youth, and this can provide, we think, valuable input to policymakers. A word, if you allow me, about Jean Monnet. This is intended to stimulate teaching, research and reflection on European integration. There are a few novelties built into that part of the program. I'm sure that for all those who will want to get practical information, we will stand at their service later during the day. Finally, the sport chapter, since Commissioner Vasiliou told you in a nutshell what it is all about, I will just add that we are already looking to the first applications. The first deadline for the proposals under this chapter will be mid-March already. So we are starting in a rather fast and intensive way, the servicing of it. Ladies and gentlemen, who will be the main beneficiaries now? Erasmus Plus is open to all learners and educators through any public or private body which is active in education, training, youth and sport. Even where, as in Key Action 1, the focus is on supporting individuals, applications will be submitted via institutions or organizations. So no individual applications, it will all have to go through institutions. So as to increase the impact and benefit it brings to the institutions, and of course to reduce the burden of application, accounting, reporting, the entire administrative machinery that is inevitable, but the cost of which we want to bring down, and we want to have it in a simpler way than before. Ladies and gentlemen, all organizations acting in the field of education, training, youth and sport can participate. It is an inclusive program. This is also reflected in the single program guide that we have published, presenting in one document all that the program is offering and showing the potential for cooperation across the sectors of education, training and youth. The initial feedback we are getting from our national agencies tells us that probably we have got it right the first time. It seems to be a usable document, easy to navigate within, easy to find the information you need. But of course, as always, we are fully prepared to adjust and adapt as we go on, using comments and, of course, constructive criticism coming from beneficiaries. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready, actually implementing it. The general call for proposals has been published on the 12th of December. Of course, we still need to get the final formal approval of our member states, the program committee that will be convened very, very soon now. But de facto, our member states have already approved informally the content, the thrust, the modalities of the program. So you as beneficiaries can, I think, very confidently rely on everything that has been put to your use, the program guide, the call for proposals, and so on. We are looking forward to diligent, good use of the program, and we will be there at your service as always, as before, so also in the future. And I wish you a very productive day. There are here numerous Commission colleagues who will stand at your service and who will give you all the explanations and field every question that you would wish to ask. I wish you again a very productive day. Thank you very much for your attention.
Ευχαριστούμε πολύ τον κύριο Τρουζίσκη για την έναρξη της τεχνικής προσέγγισης του προγράμματος, όπου ήταν μια εξαιρετική εισαγωγή, και στα επόμενα μέρη του προγράμματος θα χτίσουμε πάνω σε αυτό που είπε ο κύριος Τρουζίσκη. Παρακαλώ την Πρόεδρο του Ιδρύματος Κρατικών Υποτροφιών, την κυρία Μπάσδρα, όπου το Ίδρυμα Κρατικών Υποτροφιών έχει οριστεί σαν εθνικός οργανισμός για την εφαρμογή του προγράμματος σε εθνικό επίπεδο, όπως μας μιλήσει.
Αξιότιμη κύριε Υπουργέ Παιδείας και Θρησκευμάτων, αξιότιμη κύριε Υπουργέ, αξιότιμη κυρία Επίτροπη, αξιότιμη κύριε Πρέσβης, κύριοι Γενικοί Γραμματείς, κύριε Πριτάνης, κύριοι Πρόεδροι των ΔΕΗ, αγαπητοί συνάδελφοι, φίλες και φίλοι. Το Ίδρυμα Κρατικών Υποτροφιών, ο επίσημος φορέας υλοποίησης του Erasmus+, το γνωστό ΣΑΣΙΚΙ, σας καλωσορίζει στην Αθήνα για να γιορτάσουμε στα πλαίσια της Ελληνικής Προεδρίας της Ευρωπαϊκής Ένωσης το ξεκίνημα του Erasmus+, του νέου προγράμματος της Ευρωπαϊκής Επιτροπής για την εκπαίδευση, την κατάρτιση, την νεολαία και τον αθλητισμό. Το Erasmus Plus σχεδιάστηκε χάρη στην επιμονή και τον κόπο ανθρώπων που είναι σήμερα εδώ μαζί μας, όπως η κυρία Βασιλείου. Το ακούσατε στο γεμάτο δύναμη και πάθος λόγο της, ανθρώπων με ακράδαντη πίστη στα ιδεώδη της διαρκούς εκπαίδευσης σαν μέσο σύγκλησης, ανάπτυξης και προόδου των ευρωπαϊκών λαών. Στόχος του προγράμματος είναι η προσέγγιση και ο εξυγχρονισμός των συστημάτων εκπαίδευσης και κατάρτισης σε όλους τους τομείς της διαβίου μάθησης, ξεκινώντας από τη σχολική εκπαίδευση, στην επαγγελματική εκπαίδευση και κατάρτιση, στην εκπαίδευση ενηλίκων, στην ανώτατη εκπαίδευση. Κεντρικός στόχος του προγράμματος όμως είναι η ενίσχυση των δεξιοτήτων και της απασχολησιμότητας με κύρια αναφορά την νεολαία. Το ακούσαμε από όλους τους ομιλητές. Είναι γνωστό ότι οι προοπτικές εργασίας στην Ευρώπη για τους νέους, κυρίως αυτούς κάτω των 25 ετών, έχουν επιδεινωθεί πολύ από τη χρηματοπιστωτική κρίση. Εκτός αγοράς εργασίας βρίσκονται σήμερα περισσότεροι, προσέξτε, από το 50% της ηλικιακής αυτής ομάδας στις οικονομίες χωρών της Ευρώπης με μεγάλα οικονομικά προβλήματα όπως η χώρα μας, ενώ το αντίστοιχο ποσοστό για το σύνολο της Ευρώπης φτάνει το ηλικιώδες 23,6%, το υψηλότερο στον κόσμο. Τα αποτελέσματα πρόσφατης μεγάλης έρευνας, όπως την ανέφερε και η κυρία Επίτροπος στην έρευνα McKinsey, σε 8 ευρωπαϊκές χώρες που ανακοινώθηκαν μόλις προχθές, μεταξύ 2.600 εργοδοτών, 5.300 νέων και 700 εκπαιδευτικών παρόχων, έδειξαν ότι ναι, υπάρχει πρόβλημα θέσεων εργασίας στην Ευρώπη. Το κύριο όμως πρόβλημα είναι η έλλειψη δεξιοτήτων, καθώς το 1/3 των ευρωπαϊκών επιχειρήσεων αναφέρουν προβλήματα από την έλλειψη δεξιοτήτων και πρακτικής εξάσκησης των νέων. Πρόβλημα επίσης φαίνεται να υπάρχει ακόμα και στην εκτίμηση που τρέφουν νέοι και επιχειρήσεις στην πανεπιστημιακή εκπαίδευση σε σχέση με την επαγγελματική κατάρτιση, κάτι που αχνοφαίνεται να αλλάζει όμως στην σημερινή εποχή του διαδικτύου. Αυτά λοιπόν τα προβλήματα έρχεται να αντιμετωπίσει δραστικά το νέο πρόγραμμα Erasmus Plus με έναν ενορατικό σχεδιασμό. Κάποιοι, όπως η Επίτροπος, πολύ σοφά προέβλεψαν τα προβλήματα και σχεδίασαν τολμηρά. Το επταετούς διάρκειας πρόγραμμα Erasmus Plus έχει προϋπολογισμό 14,7 δισεκατομμύρια ευρώ, 40% υψηλότερο από το προηγούμενο πρόγραμμα και συνδυάζει όλα τα προγράμματα του προηγούμενου διαβίου μάθησης LLP για την εκπαίδευση, την κατάρτιση και την νεολαία, το νεολαία σε δράση και τα προγράμματα διεθνούς συνεργασίας. Για πρώτη φορά το Erasmus Plus περιλαμβάνει και πρόγραμμα υποστήριξης του μαζικού αθλητισμού και όχι μόνο. Το νέο πρόγραμμα ολοκληρώνεται, το ακούσαμε προηγουμένως, με την ειδική δράση του Jean Monnet για τη διδασκαλία και την έρευνα σε τομείς της ιστορίας, της πολιτικής, της οικονομίας και του ευρωπαϊκού δικαίου. Για τη διάρθρωση, το πλαίσιο χρηματοδότησης, στις επιμέρους δράσεις έγιναν ήδη αναφορές διεξοδικά, όμως θα ακολουθήσουν σημαντικότατες ανακοινώσεις και ομιλίες. Στη χώρα μας, στην Ελλάδα, η υλοποίηση του προγράμματος Erasmus Plus στο σύνολό του ανατέθηκε από τον Υπουργό καθηγητή Κωνσταντίνο Αρβανιτόπουλο στο Ίδρυμα Κρατικών Υποτροφιών σε έδειξη εκτίμησης και εμπιστοσύνης στην υπέρ 60χρονη πορεία του Ιδρύματος. Γιατί το Ίδρυμα Κρατικών Υποτροφιών? Το ΙΚΙ για τους δεκάδες χιλιάδες υποτρόφους του είναι ο Εθνικός Φορέας Υποτροφιών με προσήλωση τα τελευταία 63 χρόνια στην επιβράβευση της αριστείας και τη στήριξη αυτών που έχουν ανάγκη. Το τελευταίο διάστημα το ΙΚΙ έχει εισέλθει σε μια φάση πλήρους αναδόμησης και εξωστρέφειας μέσα από την αναζήτηση και εξέβρεση χρηματοδότησης για τη χορήγηση υποτροφιών. Φέτος, από τον Ιούλιο του 2013 μέχρι σήμερα, αποδόθηκαν πάνω από 500 υποτροφίες, κυρίως στην Ελλάδα αλλά και στο εξωτερικό, σε άριστους αποφύτους για όλες τις βαθμίδες μεταπτυχιακών σπουδών, μάστερ, διδακτορικών και μεταδιδακτορικής έρευνας, σημειώνοντας για πρώτη φορά ρεκόρ απορρόφησης στο 100% από τα προγράμματα του ΕΣΠΑ. Έχοντας την αμέριστη υποστήριξη του Υπουργείου Παιδείας, του Υπουργού Καθηγητού κ. Αρβανιτόπουλου και του Γενικού Γραμματέα κ. Κυριαζή, και σας ευχαριστούμε πάρα πολύ. Σχεδιάστηκαν από το ΙΚΙ υποτροφίες και εκτελέστηκαν στο σύντομο αυτό διάστημα για μετακίνηση υποτρόφων για σημαντικό χρονικό διάστημα στο εξωτερικό, σε φημισμένα πανεπιστημιακά τμήματα, εργαστήρια, Ινστιτούτα, με σκοπό την απόκτηση γνώσης και δεξιοτήτων σε αντικείμενα εχμής και νέων τεχνολογιών. Σχεδιάστηκαν υποτροφίες σε συνεργασία με διεθνούς οργανισμούς όπως το ΣΕΝ, στο νέο πρόγραμμα ΣΕΝ-ΕΡΜΕΣ, που αφορούν στην ενίσχυση της ανταποδοτικότητας, την κατάθεση καινοτόμων προτάσεων και την μεταφορά νέας πρωτοποριακής γνώσης στη χώρα μας, που έχουν σχέση, για παράδειγμα, ακόμα και με τη διάγνωση και θεραπεία καρκίνου με τη χρήση πρωτονίων. Προωθήθηκαν οι διμερείς σχέσεις με μεγάλους αντίστοιχους ευρωπαϊκούς φορείς όπως η ΔΕΑΝΤΕ. Κατοχυρώθηκε θεσμικά από το ΙΚΙ και γιορτάστηκε 27 Οκτωβρίου ως Ελληνική ημέρα βραβείων και υποτροφιών, επιβραβεύοντας άριστους μαθητές της δευτεροβάθμιας εκπαίδευσης ακριτικών περιοχών της χώρας, εισάγοντάς τους στις αρχές της αριστείας και αναζήτησης νέων καινοτόμων ιδεών. Το ΙΚΙ όμως είναι γνωστό και καταξιωμένο για το συντονισμό και την υλοποίηση και διάδοση των ευρωπαϊκών προγραμμάτων για την εκπαίδευση από το 1987. Από το Erasmus 1987, στο Lingua 1991, στο Σοκράτης 1 95-2000 και στο Σοκράτης 2 2000-2006, το ΙΚΙ πέρασε το 2007 στην απόλυτα επιτυχή υλοποίηση με διαφάνεια και αξιοπιστία του Ευρωπαϊκού Προγράμματος Διαβίου Μάθηση 2007-2013 με τα γνωστά τομεακά προγράμματα Erasmus, Comenius, Grundtvig, Leonardo, Study Visits. Ενδεικτικά μόνο θα σας αναφέρω κάποια από τα στοιχεία του τομεακού προγράμματος Erasmus που αποτέλεσε και την αυαρχίδα του προηγούμενου προγράμματος και χάρισε και το όνομα στο διάδοχο πρόγραμμα Erasmus+. Μετακινήθηκαν πάνω από 52.000 Έλληνες φοιτητές στο εξωτερικό και εισήλθαν συνολικά γύρω στους 30.000 φοιτητές στη χώρα μας, ενώ συνολικά μετακινήθηκαν περίπου 6.000 άτομα διδακτικού προσωπικού. Κέραια και καθοριστική υπήρξε και η συμβολή του ΙΚΙ στη διάδοση του προηγούμενου τομεακού προγράμματος Comenius και στα πιο απομακρυσμένα σχολεία της χώρας, συμβάλλοντας στην υιοθέτηση νέων μεθόδων διδασκαλίας και εκμάθησης. Η επιτυχής αυτή υλοποίηση αποτέλεσε και το εχέγγυο για τη συνολική ανάθεση του νέου προγράμματος Erasmus+ στο ΙΚΙ. Με τα ευρωπαϊκά προγράμματα για την εκπαίδευση, την κατάρτιση και την νεολαία μετακινήθηκαν πάνω από 2 εκατομμύρια φοιτητές τα προηγούμενα χρόνια σε όλη την Ευρώπη. Με το νέο πρόγραμμα Erasmus+, περισσότεροι από 4 εκατομμύρια άνθρωποι θα λάβουν υποστήριξη για σπουδές, εργασία ή εθελοντισμό στο εξωτερικό, πάνω από 2 εκατομμύρια φοιτητές της ανώτατης εκπαίδευσης, 650.000 φοιτητές επαγγελματικής κατάρτισης και μαθητευόμενοι και περισσότεροι από 500.000 νέοι που θα συμμετάσχουν στο πρόγραμμα ανταλλαγών ή εθελοντισμού στο εξωτερικό. Αξιότιμες κυρίες και κύριοι, φίλες και φίλοι, όλοι αυτοί ανήκουν στην περίφημη γενιά του Erasmus. Η πρώτη γενιά του Erasmus έχει ήδη ενηλικιωθεί. Το αφήγημα της Ευρώπης είναι πλέον στα χέρια τους. Στα χέρια εκατομμυρίων νέων ανδρών και γυναικών που πέρασαν και θα περάσουν τη δεκαετία των 20 χρόνων τους μοιραζόμενοι, και προσέξτε αυτή τη δυνατή λέξη στα κενά ευρωπαϊκά προγράμματα, μοιραζόμενοι γραφεία, εργαστήρια, αίθουσες διδασκαλίας, φοιτητικές εστίες και κυρίως μοιραζόμενοι εμπειρίες, χαρές, γνώσεις σε όλη την Ευρωπαϊκή Ένωση. Αυτοί λοιπόν, μαζί με μας που θα υλοποιήσουμε το πρόγραμμα, έχουν ένα καθήκον και μία υποχρέωση. Το αφήγημα αυτό να το ταξιδέψουν σε ανοιχτές οραματικές θάλασσες για το καλό των λαών της Ευρώπης. Το σήμα της Ελληνικής Προεδρίας είναι ένα καραβάκι με φουσκωμένο από ούριο άνεμο τα πανιά, φορτωμένο με ελπίδες, όνειρα και προσδοκίες ανθρώπων για το καλύτερο αύριο των ευρωπαϊκών λαών. Για πρόοδο, ευημερία, ανάπτυξη, ελευθερία, δημοκρατία. Εμείς εδώ στην πατρίδα μου, όταν ξεκινάει κάτι ωραίο, πάντα λέμε καλοτάξιδο. Καλοτάξιδο λοιπόν το νέο πρόγραμμα Erasmus+. Καλή μας επιτυχία και καλή ευόδοση των στόχων ενός προγράμματος που σχεδιάστηκε με τόσο μεράκι και ευρωπαϊκό όραμα και υποσχόμεθα ότι θα υλοποιηθεί με ακριβώς τον ίδιο τρόπο. Σας ευχαριστώ πολύ.
Σας ευχαριστούμε κυρία Πρόεδρε, διότι όντως κλείσατε εξαιρετικά το πρώτο μέρος του συνεδρίου, καθώς μας δώσατε ελπίδα ότι το πρόγραμμα σε εθνικό επίπεδο θα είναι επιτυχημένο και εγώ σαν Υπουργείο Παιδείας θα προσθέσω πιο φιλόδοξο. Θα παρακαλούσα τώρα να εδώ τελειώνει το πρώτο μέρος και έχουμε καφέ έξω. Επειδή θα υπάρξει συνέντευξη τύπου στο χώρο αυτό, θα παρακολουθούσα να φύγουμε όλοι έξω και να παραμείνουν μόνο ο κύριος Υπουργός, η κυρία Επίτροπος, η κυρία Μπάσδρα και όσοι από την πολιτική ηγεσία θα είναι στην συνέντευξη τύπου.
So I'm sure my hospitable Hellenic colleagues will agree that we speak in English. Thank you. More important, though, we are here to celebrate the past of Erasmus and to look forward into the future with strategic mobility, strategic also meaning quality. Erasmus recently celebrated 25 years, so they asked me to moderate this session, although I prefer the word coordinator. I think coordination is behind what we are doing, because it brings together, working together as a team, which I think is the main message of Erasmus. And the secret of success, as we know, is hard work and teamwork. It's a particular pleasure, having lived in Greece for 25 years, to be inside the Academy of Athens. I have admired the building from outside many times. The Academy has a history of at least 25 centuries. Erasmus, 25 years. At least 25 centuries. But as we know, Έλληνες καλούνται που συμμετέχουν στην Ελληνική Παιδεία. They are called Greeks, Hellenes, who have a Hellenic education. So our colleague from the European Union, who said he would not speak in Greek, subsequently did, with the word synergy, bringing us together, working together, which I thought was a wonderful way to start. Whether you are a colleague from the European Union or whether you are Erasmus students at the TAI of Crete, yes, you're getting an education. This is the most important thing. But the Academy goes back 25 centuries. Socrates, Plato, Aristotle. 1 century of continued teaching, knowledge being passed down from generation to generation. The result of that was Alexander. Alexander the Great inherited a state from his father, but Philip realized that that was not enough. It's not enough just to fix a country financially. You need the culture and the education that goes with it. And Aristotle, of course, was considered to be the first scientist. I won't tire you because we have our guests here to listen to, but I think it's important to remember where we are coming from, to have a better idea of where we are, which gives us a better idea where we are going in the future. And the very fact that the European Union is investing 40% extra in the budget of Erasmus, for me, is the most important fact. They are looking to educate ourselves out of a crisis. If we want a better future for our children, we need to invest in education. Jean Monnet said that we are not joining nations, but people. Never a truer word spoken. And in my opinion, that's nowhere more true than Erasmus. And of course, Nelson Mandela said that education is probably the strongest weapon that we have to change the world. So there's some food for thought before we start, and my colleagues will talk about strategic mobility, which is why we are here. So we look forward to hearing from them, and I thank them for helping us. And Erasmus teaches us how to share things and how to work together. So I'll hand over the floor to my colleague from the European Union, Director Mendes. You have the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. It is really a pleasure to be with you today in order to share some ideas. I know that we are a little bit late, so I will try to concentrate myself in some key elements of the mobility. But first of all, I would like to say a word on the program in itself. We are now facing a program. If we make the difference between the situation 7 years ago where we had launched the lifelong learning, which was a sort of putting together a number of sub-programs. Now we have a program that integrates in itself the different dimensions on the education and use together with sport, as it was already mentioned. So the main idea of this introduced a need for synergy in between the different sectors. So the main idea of the program is to try to have, as much as possible, an integrated approach in between the different education and news sectors, but also outside the box. So this is really one of the key innovations of the program. Try to have, as much as possible, actions that intervene throughout the education domain, the youth domain, and eventually outside, because we can't live alone. Education should open their doors to the outside world. So this is really the key message of the program. Coming back to mobility, why do we intervene in mobility? Why do we want to have this initiative, this activity, as one of the key activities of the program, which covers or includes around 60% of the total amount of budget? So a huge budget on mobility, a huge amount. Why do we intervene? It's because simply that in the today world where knowledge is really the key factor, we need to share, we need to increase competitiveness by looking what the others are doing, by having this kind of interaction. And again, synergies in between the different domains. And we want this mobility in the two aspects have already been mentioned. One, we want our students, our staff, going outside and to see how the others are doing, how can I learn with the others, how can I learn different things. But the other aspect is also welcoming outside people. So this is the two real dimensions. And to give you also an order of grandeur of the importance of this mobility, if we look back, the Erasmus program during this 25 years, we have 3 million people being abroad. Now, in the next 7 years, we want to have 4 million in 7 years. 4 million people going abroad, and into the two different categories, in the student domain, but also in the staff and teachers. So we want to have this, but not in individual. And this is the other difference vis-à-vis the previous program. We were in the previous program counting very much on the individual initiative. The teachers themselves, the staff themselves, they went abroad. They intended to do. Now the intention is that we have to have an institution, let's say a systemic approach. If you want to have on that, we have that the different institutions that send staff abroad, that send their teachers, they have a strategy for that. It's not only mobility by itself. Of course, even if we have 4 million people going abroad in 7 years, 4 million people is less than 1% of the European population. So how can we be systemic in this? So we can't. So we have to have influence, we have to have the institutions themselves doing something. And having this mobility also not only to acquire soft skills, new skills, because the other skills that we can have, but also because either in the higher education and in the vocational education and training domain, what we want is to ensure a better transition from the education world and the labor market. What is the best way to ensure this is what we have been identifying as the work-based learning approach. The work-based learning is one of the key and one of the best ways to ensure that. And mobility, either for higher education and for vocational education and training, will also apply this approach. We want that people that go abroad, they go abroad to study in the university, to study in different institutions, but also go on the enterprises and to try to have this transition. So, as I said, the second chapter, the second aspect of our strategy is to try to attract as much as possible people from abroad. We have now a big challenge. We have now all the emergent countries. So we have Brazil, Latin America, we have Middle East, Asia. They act now as centers for attracting people from abroad. So we have to create our conditions to attract people coming here, because this is the best way to do. I think the European universities will have to compete to try to get the talents that they have. And as it was mentioned, the student loans would be one of the key aspects that can support our internal students in doing that. So to summarize, I think this mobility is important by itself, but it's important because it can have a systemic impact in the institutions. So, and this is also applicable to all the universities, but also to the schools. So what we want, for example, is to try to promote mobility at schooling level, not only that the schools share with schools, that the professors, the teachers in the schools go to another school, but they can go abroad, try to intercommunicate in the different sectors of the education, and more important, to outside the education sector. So if we want to maximize the benefits, we have to spend more time abroad, but more time abroad in this concept. So I think I have, in a very short, trying to see how can we manage our agenda. I tried to summarize, but if you have specific questions, I would be pleased to answer afterwards. Thank you very much.